Philip Kisia is a governance and leadership expert. He's here with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Eric, and apologies for coming in late. I was right on time.
And then
I found
the trees have been planted.
Your entry was blocked, so I couldn't come in.
We're planting trees.
Planting trees, very good.
Big trees.
Big trees.
All right, I've not seen one, but it's okay.
Happy tree planting day.
I haven't seen one.
Are you planning to plant trees today?
Well, I've always planted trees.
So you answered the question.
I've planted trees and I don't need to plant today.
So he's saying he doesn't need a day in order to plant trees. He's been planting trees.
I planted some yesterday and I plant others next week.
Not today. So why not today?
What is so special about today? What is so special?
Ndio wale watu tunasemaga
wale
watu wa opposition.
What is so special about today? You have just a holiday. We thank God.
It's special for you to plant a tree. Okay, anyway, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah. On matters of governance and all. So are you saying that it wasn't important to set aside a day to put the nation together and say, on this particular day, we are focusing on dedicating ourselves to the importance of greening the country, of the tree planting initiative, of setting a target, of going towards that target, and now that we have rainfall, let's actually take advantage?
Eric, I agree with the principle. Planting trees is something that must be encouraged. In fact, although it appears to be a pipe dream, because planting 15 billion trees, you will have a cover of 22% of the landmass of Kenya. So it's a good dream, it's a good vision. Whether this current administration will achieve it or not is a matter of wait and see. But it's a good dream. Right now, I think our forest cover is about 6%, 7%? 6%.
Exactly. They say they've gained some.
6.
I personally don't.
But if we got to 10% in another 10 years, I think we'd have done very well, because the international standards are what, CT? It's about 10%. So we are saying we'll do better than the international benchmark. We'll get to about 22% forest cover. If we do, then I can tell you we'll be one of the most greened nations in the world.
We won't get people like Philip Kisia.
But you see, Eric planted trees and I plant trees every day. But you see, I have fundamental questions to ask about this whole exercise. Was it necessary that you send people home when the economy is doing so badly? You set a day. You just put a cabinet very quickly together on a Friday, and for the sole purpose of declaring today a public holiday. There are so many things that we want to ask. What is being done today that we cannot have done in a week? You don't have to do it in one day. What are the benefits, specific benefits that we're going to derive from today? Because I've come through your office on this floor. It's empty. And I don't think Standard Group will not pay those people for not being here today. They're going to be paid. And they're not being productive. So you've wasted a day just because, to fulfill somebody's desire. I set aside this day and we planted trees. But there are other questions that, if we are serious as Kenyans, would ask. Number one, when was that money budgeted for? When are those seedlings bought? When were they transported to the centers? I think these things are scam. I think it's a way of just, creating a budget for people to eat. I don't see what we're going to achieve today. We must make tree planting part of our culture. You must plant trees maybe even every week if you have space to plant that tree. If you don't have your public spaces. So let us come up with policies, let us come up with strategies that are sustainable. Just don't just create one day as an avenue of eating. Because it's just eating.
But surely.
What are they going to achieve today?
Philip.
It's so uncoordinated. People don't know where to collect. Now we are being told yesterday by the PS in charge of interior
of trees
that go to the chiefs to collect.
Yes.
The other day, the Minister for Environment said, "Oh, get your own tree and plant."
Yes.
There's one coordinated.
No.
The same cabinet. The same government.
Go to the chief.
Go to the chief.
Those want to plant their own tree.
The CS is saying, "Oh, plant your own tree. Get your own tree. Get your own seedling."
Philip,
come on,
Philip.
Let us be serious as Kenyans.
I think we are serious, and
No,
I actually think that setting a day is a good thing. You know why? We are taking this thing seriously, and we are giving a day for it, so that we know. You see, when you have a day dedicated to this one thing, you're not being told go and climb Kilimanjaro, Lukenya. You're being told plant a tree. It brings to focus the need to plant trees. That is the truth.
Just let us make it a culture.
But
we've started. You don't need one specific. You see, are we going to have it every year?
Why not?
Are we going to have it every year?
Why not?
Split planting?
Yes, why not? So that every year we can
plant trees today and tomorrow.
Philip, that every year we can audit and see the trees we planted a year ago, where have they gotten to?
Yeah.
Have we met? Because you're talking about those billions, you really do need to target a specific day when you're doing the audit of what you're doing. It is important.
No.
If the trees are important,
the next thing.
Yes. I said I agree with the principle. We need to plant trees. We need to make it part of our culture.
Yes.
And you know, putting a seedling in the soil, if you're saying let's put seedlings in the soil today and that ends, then you're not doing anything. It must be part of our culture. Who is going to nurture that tree?
But if we're going to
who is going to own that tree?
Philip, in as much as I agree with what you're saying, one of the things that we talk about, if we're going to say it must be embedded in culture, oftentimes you need somebody who's going to be the flag bearer of that thing and say, look, how about we spur you on? There need to be markers whereby you say, in order for this to say that we will adopt this, it's very important to say, let us have, almost as though you're saying, let's have you almost force it to be.
Take a break, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody take a break. This is it.
This is it.
We want to plant trees.
And now we say, can we see how it will work out? And now let's all get into this thing where it becomes part of a national culture of doing things, because we have seen the destruction that lack of trees and foliage causes when it comes to severe drought. That in as much as in your heart you kind of know, it's important too, but if you see it happening on a national level, the chances of you picking it up as an individual in your space then become greater.
And on this day, if you actually get to that target of 100 million trees, imagine if 100 million tree seedlings are planted today. That's a good start. And then you talk about now growing those trees,
nurturing those trees,
those trees that have been planted.
I say that I don't disagree.
Okay.
But I'm just disagreeing
with the day.
No, with how it is being done. Making something a culture becomes part of you, part of your life. That you don't wait for a day. When is today? Is it 13th?
Yes.
In fact, a bad day. I'm told 13th is not a very good day. But
it
anyway,
has to be on a Friday for it to be a bad day. Today's okay if it's
allow the man in superstition.
Okay, sorry.
For heaven's sake. Monday the 13th is a bad day.
The number 13 is bad.
So long as it's 13.
Philip.
Why they settled for 13th, I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
But I agree, let us plant trees, but let us make it part of us, part of our culture.
But how do you make it
so
part?
that you don't just decide that, you know what,
Philip,
we can easily create a budget and a good budget.
How do you make it
to
part
spend?
How do you make it part of our culture?
From the day you are born, that must be inculcated in you.
How?
The importance of in schools, in communities. You don't have to wait for one day, one national day, or declare one public holiday and say, let's plant trees.
Philip,
that is a waste of public resources.
What's your beef with this day? Because
we can do many other things.
No.
People can come can come to work.
Philip, what is your beef?
People can come to work
this day.
Now, Standard Group is going to pay people who have not been productive.
No, you've come.
Planted trees.
People are coming.
They are not productive. They're at home resting.
You've come, but
they're planting trees.
They're planting trees.
Yes.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Which is a productive
I want
thing
to
for
see
the
them.
country.
How many seedlings were you given? You have a lot of space here.
But why must you be given a seedling in order to plant?
No, come on.
Not
You can afford. But what about those people
But
who can
seedlings
afford?
are not expensive. It's
Oh
not
my
about
God.
it.
Talk on it, Chief.
My
Anyway,
God,
let's move
City.
from this conversation. It's
City.
okay. We get your point.
Oh my.
we
Oh
hear
my,
you.
City.
We
There are
hear
people
you.
who cannot afford. I was talking to an MP yesterday, and he told me, now, you know that Gorogoro is now 100 bob, maize. Now, to take it to a portion mill, you need 20 shillings. So that 20 shillings, we're talking, a seedling, a good seedling is, I think, about 50 bob. People don't even have 20 shillings to take their maize,
The maize to
a portion
Kisia
mill. 20 shillings.
to convert it into unga.
Convert to unga. So forget about seedlings. Let's feed our people first.
Okay.
Seedlings are important.
The
but,
president appeared in Parliament
guys
last week.
Guys are suffering.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.